All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, live from Columbus, Ohio. This is the Halo 5 World Championship North American Regionals, the final tournament before the big World Championship. We already know a few teams that are guaranteed to be at that World Championship. CLG sealed their spot. Denial looking pretty strong there. Same thing going on with Evil Geniuses. We're going to have to see another big match, though, about to go down on the main stage, and this is definitely a decider.
Oh, yeah.
Noble and Elevate, you win, you're in right now.
Yeah, a lot on the line right now, so you know the emotions are flying through their minds right now of we need to win this. We need to make it to Worlds. And these two teams, I mean, on paper, they're very similar. They're not too far apart. I'd say these teams are pretty equally matched when it comes to objective and Slayer game types. They're both very well individually, and I think where they lack most is the teamwork. These players may not have as much teamwork as your top 3 seeded teams, CLG, EG, and Allegiance, but they're working to strive to get there, and they're going to need to be on top of it here in this match.
And I think a big deal, though, right, is that both of these teams have played CLG already. We saw the first match of the weekend, or the entire tournament was Elevate versus CLG, and they got absolutely whomped, right? And Goofy came out with a good, head on his shoulders, just saying, it's CLG, who cares? But Noble actually ended up taking a game off of them in their own series. So now that's, you have to think as Elevate, did we just have a bad series? Were we off? Or is Noble actually the better team here? And not only did they take a game, but they actually kind of fought in some of the other ones as well. So it's a big matchup here.
Joe Siami just had his ear licked by a stranger. That was fantastic. You missed all of it. But guys, Noble, stronger team coming into this, or would you lean closer to Elevate? What was your opinions on both squads?
Well, Noble, throughout the qualifiers, they've been the stronger team online, and they haven't yet played at a live event, so they've played in past Halo tournaments at live events, but they've never really sealed the deal in that top 6 area. So this is going to be a testament to their team. Are they going to be able to do this here at a live event and keep their composure like they do when they're playing online?
Here's a look at our group so far. If you guys have missed the action in Group A, Allegiance sitting pretty at 2-0. You got Triggers Pound and Optic Gaming with 1 win and 1 loss. Dream Team, their hopes to move on have been crushed after their most recent loss to Optic Gaming. Group B is led by CLG, as we talked about. This one was pretty clear early in the day yesterday. We saw CLG get out to that 2-win lead, Overdrive at 0-2, and then with the 1-1 split, CLG was guaranteed to go through. The question is, will they be at the top of the pool? It's looking like most likely, but Noble and Elevate, a massive matchup here. And then as you see in Group C and D, as we catch you up, Evil Geniuses and Denial 2-0 with Envy and Winter Fox. Each Envy actually 2 losses there, same for Winter Fox. And in Group D, you're going to see Liquid sitting up top at 2-0 after defeating Renegades last night. Astral Authority and Soar still hoping to make it through. Astral, they still have a chance, but it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, and it's not easy when you're talking about that group in general. But hey, we're on a different match right now. We're looking at the big match over here on the main stage, Noble versus Elevate, 2 great squads. Obviously, we know Penguin on the Noble side is one of the best players in Halo 5 right now. The guy's absolutely great talent and up-and-comer as well. But then you also got the old young talent, if you will, with Goofy. He did it in Halo 3, so a little bit of clash of the titans, if you will.
And I love to see a bunch of the guys that all kind of came out at the same time. You're going to see Goofy. You're going to see Calm Mentality. You're going to see Swift Kill. These guys have been around for a while now, but when they got started, they were very young. All of them coming through into the scene at the same time. Let's introduce you to our lineup. So I'd love to see this Noble squad. Tell me a little bit about Penguin. What have you seen from the man?
I mean, he's just really grinded the game out, and when you do something like that, you're gonna learn all the abilities, you're gonna learn all the movement, and it's something, when you look at other games, a lot of players, they do drills, surf maps, and figuring out how the game really works, and that's what Penguin did. He just went and learned everything. So this guy, they know he can rise to the occasion, and he did it against CLG already, so I'm looking to see what he does now.
Strong side, final thoughts before we kick this up to the casters.
Noble's been playing great through the online qualifiers. I'm going to have to put it to them 3-2 in a very close series. I think these guys are really coming here to prove themselves that they can play at live events. So I'm going to say 3-2 to Noble.
I'll tell you what, man, I don't care who wins. I'll be happy for either party. I do have Elevate, though, finishing top 4. So I'm kind of leaning towards my predictions being correct. Let's see how it's all going to play out. It's time to send it up to our casters. Golden Boy, Benson, take it away.
Thank you so much, Puckett. We are here in the booth getting ready for this matchup. Another deciding game between two teams vying for an opportunity to go to the Halo World Championships. Elevate versus Noble. And of course, we just saw what was a heartbreaker for many fans of, Ogre 2 and Pistola, but also, a new generation of player getting involved in competitive Halo, with Hoog, Bubudubu, so on and so forth. And this is kind of the same thing, right? I mean, granted, you do have some names that are known on the Elevate side. Straight Sick and Goofy, Munoz and Nemesis have competed in the past. On the other side, too, similar story, but new names there as well. It's refreshing to see players competing for that opportunity, Ben.
Absolutely, and just to kind of stress the importance of this game, this is winner goes to Worlds, losers out. It really is that black and white. Both these two teams currently sitting at 1-1. One is going to win and go through. The other will lose and crash out and be watching at home.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Of course, folks, this is a Group B matchup here, best of 5. We're going to kick things off with the Rig Strongholds, then Coliseum Slayer, followed by Fathom, Capture the Flag, and then if necessary, Eden Strongholds and Truth Slayer. So a very, very good list of games so far here for both teams here. I mean, we did see a couple of these matches earlier on. I don't know, Ben. You casted these guys a lot in the qualifiers as well. You have a lot of insight into what they bring to the table, more so than myself. Who are the players that we need to be looking out for?
Honestly, I'm really looking at Elevate to come out and have a strong performance. They were a team throughout the online qualifiers that really impressed me a lot. A lot of people kind of came out and said, oh, yeah, they're an online team, though. They're an online team. We expected that. And when they come to an event, they probably won't perform as well. Well, I mean, so far, so good for them. As we said, though, this is a must-win. And that's a situation when players are really put in. You really see what a team is made of. Back against the wall. I mean, this is probably going to be the most important best of 5 in all 8 of these players' careers.
Very true. Of course, what's waiting for them is that opportunity to compete for $2.5 million at the Halo World Championship. But let's go ahead and intro you to our first team here. Of course, coming in at the 7th seed, you have Noble Esports, a name that is known to the Halo community, especially after Season 1 World or Season 1 Finals for HCS. But new names this time around: Rain, Penguin, Swiftkill, and Calm Mentality. And
one thing to really note is going to be Penguin this game for this squad. He has come out and just been absolutely phenomenal. Every time I've watched the guy play, he's done some phenomenal stuff. Speaking of Ghost, he said he's a player to really keep your eye out for. He's a low-key H5 god.
Really?
That's a direct quote.
And of course, you have Swiftkill and Calm who, have been teaming together since H3. That 100% is going to play a role, in how they work together. So expect them to do their absolute best to make sure that they're communicating with one another and making sure they are on the money. Again, it's going to be a challenge for Noble, though, because on the other side, they are awaiting some stiff competition in the form of Elevate. Elevate had a difficult game against CLG to kick off this whole event, Benson, and it wasn't pretty. It was not pretty at all. But then, after a little while, you started to see Elevate get into their groove again, coming in at the 10th seed here: Goofy, Munoz, Nemesis, and Straight Sick.
Now, what was really interesting to me was I interviewed Straight Sick late last night, and he said, they're feeling confident coming into this game. And confidence is obviously important, but I asked the question, why are you feeling so confident? He said, well, we've sat down and we looked over a lot of film of the opposition. We know how they play. We have film of them playing each of the game modes. They knew what game modes they were going to be playing, so they are extremely, extremely prepared for this. So it wouldn't surprise me to see them just kind of come out with strong starts to each of the maps in this series. The question for me is, how prepared are Noble for Elevate? Have they done something similar? Because I think if they haven't done, I think this series could be over relatively quick.
Keep in mind, though, right? I mean, Noble did take a game off of CLG.
This is true.
They took a game off of CLG, which I would not have thought was a possibility. So, for me, I'm thinking Noble's a strong team because Elevate.
I mean, they're both strong, right? That's why they're in this position. They're both fighting for that spot at the Halo World Championship.
For sure.
We can definitely give them credit. But as you said, taking that game off CLG definitely kind of makes you look at them and say, oh, okay, so maybe they do have something hidden up their sleeve. But in terms of the series layout, how do you see this one playing out? Is it as going to be a simple 3-0, or can you see this one potentially going the distance? Because I feel like for a game of this magnitude, where it is winner goes through and loser goes home, I feel like it should go to that Game 5.
I mean, it would be amazing, right? We always want Game 5.
Always.
You know, always.
Why not,
But
right?
you know what, man? Honestly, if I had to think, I would probably side with 3-2.
Okay.
It's hard for me to say because Goofy's my boy, but Noble, it's just them being able to take a game off of CLG really spoke to me, right?
Okay.
It wasn't just, you know, and I have Elevate coming out, by the way, just an FYI.
Same.
But after I saw that game against, or when I heard about that game against CLG, I'm like, that's crazy, right? Like, what was going on? And I didn't get a chance to talk to CLG either, so I don't know, like, what the mentality was in that game. Was it just Noble on fire and it was the game of their lives, or, you know, was it like just a flash in the pan? I don't know, right? I mean, I have no idea. But I did talk to Goofy last night, though. We had a brief conversation. You know, I mean, he's feeling, as you had mentioned before, with Straight Stick, equally as confident in this matchup. So I expect nothing more than greatness out of Elevate, or, you know, or to give it 110%, because they know that this is it. This is for all the marbles, and they need to clutch up. So yeah, I could very well see Elevate, you know, coming out on top here. It's just going to be a challenge.
Well, let's myself and Golden Boy's thoughts on this next matchup. Let's get a bit more in-depth analysis from our guys over on the analyst desk. Puckett, over to you.
All right, thank you, fellas. We got a short delay here. Little issue with an Xbox. Want to make sure there is no tech issues for the remainder of Saturday, so we're going to take the time, not risk anything, swap it out, and then we'll get it up and running once again. Fellas, we gave our quick predictions. I got yours. We didn't get yours, Ghost.
We didn't get mine. Well, now that I'm glad that we have time to talk about it.
Lots of time.
Thank you, Xbox. I think that, again, being a fan of the Goofsters, I gotta say that he's gonna win this one. But after seeing what Noble did, like we mentioned to CLG, I have to think that it could go the distance to Game 5. Maybe we'll get to see a Game 5 today. So I think that Elevate is gonna take it in Game 5. Goofy, he's the guy. He's the guy to do it, man. So bring the heat, my man.
I would love to see a Game 5. It's kind of been a lot of 3-0s, 3-1s in this tournament so far, but a very even matchup coming into this one.
Yep.
Strong side, you wrote out keys to victory for every single squad coming into this one. I'd love to take a look at what are your keys to victory for Noble Esports. We haven't seen them on the main stage yet. Swift kill. What is this man going to have to do with the rest of his squad?
You know, Swift kill and calm mentality, they've been playing for quite some time. So I think if they can keep their team composed, they've got these two new young guys. They've got Rain and Penguin. And actually, there's quite a few new names on the other side, too, Nemesis and Munoz. But back to Noble, with these new guys, they just need to keep them patient and not overextend or anything. And as we see here on the screen, play around Penguin. He's kind of that guy that's making the moves. He's being very aggressive. Sometimes he may be a little bit too aggressive.
Yep.
So he needs to tone that down a little bit, wait for his team to make those moves. And then, like we were just saying, the Calm and Swift duo, these guys have been playing for quite some time, and they've really enjoyed teaming with each other, so they work really well together. And I don't want to say like they're the Ogre twins or anything, or the Lunchbox and the Roy, but they're the kind of little duo that works together really well, and they play off of each other. So if those guys can be playing off of each other throughout this match, I think that's definitely going to help lead them to a successful victory here.
I have to say, man, it's crazy to see Swift kill and Calm with beards nowadays. I remember when they had acne.
I remember when you had acne.
Oh, I still do. Tell me about Rain, though. We talked a lot about Penguin.
Yep.
First off, who is Penguin like? Give me another player in the past that had a similar play style.
I mean, I guess when APG kind of broke out in the scene, I'm not going to say he's the exact embodiment of it. Obviously, we saw APG at a young age was just a free-for-all god, and he was so aggressive, like super aggressive, and we just couldn't even believe it.
Yeah,
like,
he's coming through that name.
You've never even seen someone like that before. Now, Penguin is a little bit similar, but he still has a little bit, I guess, more intelligence with him at this age, which is surprising because normally at a young age you are just pure talent. So for this guy, he's super smart. He doesn't know, he knows when to kind of not overextend. Obviously, Side mentioned a few times, there is that lack of self-discipline still, right? That lack of composure where you get up in the match or you get a sick, perfect kill. Next thing you know, you overextend because you think you're just destroying him so bad. We do see that sometimes from him, but aside from that, I can't say enough good things about him. He really knows what he's doing.
And then real quick, before we jump to Elevate side, tell me about Rain, because I was watching some free-for-alls. He won all 3 of the games that he and his squad were warming up with.
Yes, I mean, that just goes to tell his individual skill. It's all there. And if he can focus on working with someone, kind of like, I remember when I used to play, I was so good at free-for-alls, and that's kind of how I made my name. And I had an individual skill that was really good, but my teamwork wasn't there. And you really need to start focusing on teamwork when it comes to when you die, you're calling out for your teammates, making sure they know what's going on. And not only that, you're going to know what you're going to do right as you spawn. You're thinking, all right, I need to get over to Swift Kill because he looks like he's going to be moving in to grab a flag, or he looks like he's going to be moving in to push in for a flank. So right when I spawn up, I need to be making a distraction or pushing up to help him with this flag to give him some cover fire or maybe block a spawn. So it's always thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps ahead of your opponent and always knowing what you're going to do.
But yeah, here obviously on screen we have Team Elevate. We have obviously some great keys to victory for these guys. Obviously, you want to keep Goofy loud, right? You want to make sure that he is always on point. And when you look at everyone across the board right here, these guys came to play yesterday. Nemesis, great support. Muniz stepped up and slayed. Straight Sick, he was just sitting in the back, but was still killing. And then Goofy did a great job. So these guys, they're really, really doing well. And I can't say enough about them.
Muniz was climbing all over Plaza last night. I was loving to watch this man's movement.
Yeah, he got somebody really good above the nest. He was crouched up there, and a guy just came right on by. He was being a little sneaky beaver, as you would say.
Sneaky beaver, my friend.
The guy came through. He had no clue, and then just Munoz just trampled him.
A little slippery pickle. All right, so that's Munoz. We talked about Nemesis. Did he improve from Series 1 to Series 2 for you, guys?
Oh, yeah, I think that it has to do with this team entirely. It's not just like one guy's always going to hold it down, right? I remember back in the day, we could see Final Boss lose and, side would still go off, right?
Right.
And seemingly, yeah, that helps still, and it is what it is. But when it comes to Elevate, it isn't that. There isn't one guy who's going to go off and they're going to lose. It needs to be everyone, firing on all cylinders. They have the teamwork. That's their key to victory, really, is just play how you practice as a team. And I can't say that enough. Yeah, Muniz stepped up yesterday and today and was making great plays. But at the end of the day, it really just comes down to their synergy, how well they're communicating, their small talk. When Goofy is on with that communication, no matter what team he's on, it feels like they are going to bring the firepower. So we're going to have to just wait and see how well he does today.
Yeah, because I know Goofy started out a little bit slow yesterday, and that was very unlike him. So I think after last night and waking up this morning, hopefully he's a new and refreshed Goofy. I mean, we saw a lot of different teams today play much better than they did yesterday. So let's see if Elevate can be one of those teams as well to take down Noble.
And I can confirm that man in the background is 6'7". He is a freak of nature. He's been around forever. Big shout out to our 6'7" Viking. Guys, tell me a little bit about these rec packs that were given out throughout the weekend. You guys both work for 343. You know quite a bit about these. What can our audience win today?
So we're going to be giving away gold packs really all stream. As you guys know, they're in the Rec Pack store. You can buy them with your rec points or obviously with some cash as well. And they give you various items for the war zone, right? So when you're looking at it right here, we have some new ones coming out in the future. Now, I know that you guys are probably thinking Gravity Hammer. What the heck? I haven't seen that yet. Well, hey, it's coming. It's coming. So that being said, yeah, there are so many different variants in our Warzone mode. You're looking at right now the Fury variant of the Storm Rifle. Now, for those of you guys who are watching at home, I'm sure you're thinking, damn, the Storm Rifle is already super powerful. We're about to soup it up. Well, yes, we are, folks. We are giving you another variant that has, I'm not going to ruin it for you. Obviously, you see some improved Storm Rifle, features upgraded heat sinks, and you're probably thinking, what does that even mean? But
no spoilers.
Yeah, I want you guys to see how it functions. I'm not going to ruin it for you. But
is it a melt machine?
Well, no comment.
No comment. Strong side. Is it a melt machine?
It melts.
Oh,
It melts you.
I got it out of him, guys.
Honestly, it's an incredible weapon to use, and that's what you're going to get out of a lot of the weapons. Here we've got another Gravity Hammer, and this one, I mean, honestly, if you just want to smash people, I mean, you're just literally running around just crushing people with this weapon. It is such a fun weapon to use. And actually talking about some of the other Recs that we had just launched, I mean, the OG H2 battle rifle. I mean, that's a favorite of mine. I'm glad to see that's back, and that's even in the arena as well. So that's a nice little throwback down memory lane.
And with this Gravity Hammer, I'm going to give a little bit of a sneak peek. I guess you could say that there is a skill gap with this thing. Now, I know that you're thinking probably in the past, oh yeah, it's just don't get as close as possible to the other guy in Griff Ball, right? No, but there's actually a way you can use it. Not the Halo 3 nated Guardian through the floor type of stuff that we all know and love. I'm not saying just that stuff. I mean, there's another new one that you guys haven't seen yet, and it's going to introduce quite a skill gap and quite a fun little.
Is it just a ghost smasher? Like,
we're not going to give any.
You're going to have
comment.
to show me.
Literally no
You're
comment.
Gonna have
I'll
to
show you.
If you ask me this time, I'm not going to tell you this time.
All right.
I told you one already. I told you it melted.
Nothing more about the Gravity Hammer, but we got plenty more items in these rec packs. The Decimator armor set. That's a pretty sweet helmet, my friends.
Oh yeah, it looks like he's just staring you down, right? Just eagle-eyeing you. So, I mean, that being said, yeah, it's a great group of armor. Obviously, you guys know there's so many armor sets in Halo 5, and we have so many various ones that you can choose from, really personalized in the way that you want. If you know me best, I'm still rocking Master Chief armor in Halo 5, but I know there are some really great ones out there, such as the Achilles. Shout out to all the Spartan companies that are grinding away at that thing. I'm not gonna lie, I want to be in your company because I want that armor so bad.
Yo, can
and
we
I just
join
want
up?
to be a little bit lazy with it, but yeah, that stuff and the Shinobi. There's so many great armors, and now you're gonna get to see the Decimator added.
All right, guys. Well, we love to tease here, and we got a special video for you guys to get hyped up. Here's a look at what is coming your way here in the near future. Slam cam there with the grab hammer. Now, I'm wondering, do pucket rockets carry over to gravity hammers?
I would think
Because
so.
it can't be a pucket hammer,
but
it just doesn't have a nice ring to
So
it.
in Halo 4, it was introduced that, I believe it was Halo 4 was introduced, that you could hammer and it would actually deflect nades and rockets. So you could actually create some pucket rockets of your own on an opponent.
Excellent news.
Yeah,
There you
for
go.
once.
No, that's probably going towards my teammates. Like, we're gonna take out a Warhog way over there somewhere. But oh man, I'm excited to get this match underway, guys.
Yep.
If you're just joining us, we have Elevate versus Noble gearing up on the main stage. Just taking care of a few tech issues before we get that underway.
Well, let's actually, sorry to cut you off, another way for the pucket hammer.
Okay, yes,
You
yes.
know, you could have, let's say you and Ghost are on a team. Ghost is running by, he's got sniper, he's zoomed in, he's ready to take some
I want that
faces.
sniper.
And you want that sniper, you just take that hammer and just give him one plop to the head, and then, you know, sniper's yours, you got rock, or
All right,
then you've
all
got,
right. We don't
then
wanna
you got
go-
the hammer in your
I
back pocket.
No team
totally encourage team kill and
Oh
troll
my God.
behavior in Warzone. Running over your teammates in a ghost is one of my favorite things to do. I'm not gonna lie. Find me on YouTube.
Yeah. Terrible.
Sometimes you just gotta, you know,
No, yeah,
the pucket
we all
troll
know about
lives
the
on.
trolls.
gotta take over the building. You know, run over the guys that are in your way and try to take all your kills.
Yeah,
my kills.
I'm always I like to take a war dog and wedge it into their core and just start Austin powering, you know, right back and forth, up and down until they can finally kill me. But it takes a while. It takes a while. There's all those little troll strats you can do. It's a lot of fun.
Hey, by the way, I gotta say, actually, once we come back to us, I'll have to bring this up. But yeah, right there, we're with Calm Mentality, getting a nice overview of the arena here. My first time here at MLG Arena, and man,
we got
this
a packed house, man. It's sold out in here.
yeah, this is bringing back some OG memories right here. I'm reminiscent
The
of
hype
the
is
past. You guys have the caster booth on the second level. Back in the day was the same exact thing. You guys would be raised up. There'd be a booth up there. You could hang out and watch. Just so many great memories just coming back here to this MLG Arena.
It's pretty fantastic, my friend. Glad to be a part of it. Before we jump into the action, let's talk about a few of the players, starting off with Swiftkill. This man broke out through the Combine scene, did a whole lot of damage back in the Reach stage. He's been a pro player since 2010, his highest HWC placing, 9th place at Iron Games Atlanta 2015. And, you know, he's a streamer guy, so if you ever want to watch Swiftkill, if you want to learn how to play the objective incredibly intelligently, watch Swiftkill.
Yeah, Swiftkill and Calm Mentality have just been that duo for so long. Swiftkill especially, though, always stepped up. I remember back in the Halo Reach days, the guy used to go off with Sniper, especially on Countdown. We saw him go off with it on Zealot a few times as well, and him and Calm just really, they always came with the force, man. So the fact that not only did they transition into Halo 5, but they stuck together. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome.
And this is one of the nicest guys in the pro scene as well. I don't think Swift has ever said anything mean about anyone in his life. And He asked last night, can I come watch you and Walsh play Halo 1? I was like, you can, but you should probably go to bed and then watch it Saturday night because you have a major match going up against Elevate. And they might have their hands full with one guy on the other side of that main stage. Super Straight Sick has been a force to reckon with throughout this whole tournament. Even when the rest of his teammates were playing poorly in the first series, Straight Sick was going off.
Yeah, I mean, and he's got a good track record as well. He's been a pro player since 2008. I've played against this guy quite a few times.
Yep.
So have you, Ghost.
He's great.
And this guy just really showed another skill level during the Halo 4 Global Championship, making it to that Final 8. I mean, that was a brutal challenge, getting all the way through that.
Too. Remember, if you remember correctly, it was the free for all that then funneled into the 1v1s. But Straight Sick, he won the whole way through. I mean, that guy was absolutely dominant. I don't even know if he ever took anything but first on the way there. It's a little bit of a legacy story there. But Straight Sick he always brought it up. He's like, man, if there were no 1v1s, I would have won the whole damn thing. But hey, it happens. And now here he is working on teams, and he's doing great. But
I was talking to Ace, actually, who won that tournament, and he's like, I was scared of Straight Sick.
Oh, yeah.
The man was tearing his way through everyone in that free-for-all tournament. In the end, he fell just short, but he made it into that epic Final 8. Let's talk about our next man here. We got Calm Mentality. The man, you've seen him recently all over the place, but he's been playing Halo for a long time. Strong side, does this man still have it?
I think he does. I mean, he's got this squad together, and like you see right there, he's been a pro player since 2010. And he's been working his way up the ladder, just little by little. He's been slowly making it up the ladder, and this is his chance to really prove that he's a top 8 player, or on top 8 team. So I think this is the time to do it. Noble versus Elevate, two teams that are very similarly matched in skill and in teamwork. We're going to see a great match out of these guys, but you see them all smiles and pumped and ready to go.
Getting the headsets on.
Getting the headsets on. These guys are ready to play. They've been warming up all day, playing all morning, playing all afternoon, so these guys are ready to go.
Now, we have him labeled as a Slayer. What weapon is Calm Mentality going to be the most fierce with throughout this series?
I think he's extremely versatile. He's one of those guys that kind of got the picture when it came to Halo 4. He was always picking up all the various weapons, and when it came to Halo 5, he's no different. He picks up the Storm Rifle, he picks up the SMG, and yeah, those aren't technically power weapons in the hands of a Slayer, but I mean, he makes it that. He's pushing into the Slayer positions, right? Pink 2 or on top catwalk on Eden. He's always positioning himself appropriately, and because of it, he always is getting those kills. So that's where he's known as the Slayer.
He's all about peace, love, and kisses. On the other side of the stage, though, we got one of the guys with the best style on Instagram. Mr. Goofy has been killing it. He is all growed up, my friends. Eric, tell me about your best friend.
He's definitely one of my best friends. This guy is
King Kong.
Is absolutely. Oh, that's a good time. He's absolutely one of my best friends. I mean, the guy is too funny. He always brings that electric, just charisma to a team. He's always, going absolutely ham ever since the days of Warriors screaming against Triggers down. You can't forget that loud voice, and he still brings it. He still brings it today, and that's what the best thing is. He just always has that smile on, that Durskativity, if you will, and he always brings that sense of readiness to the tournament. He's always ready to compete.
Strong side, what is this man's role? We have him labeled as objective, but how would you describe Goofy's gameplay to someone who's never watched him?
Well, inside of a game, yes, he is objective, but when you look outside of the game, I'd say he's a leader. He's the vocal leader of the squad. He's always trying to keep his team keeping up with their communication, trying to keep everyone in place. Hey, we're running a flag. Let's make sure we're covering the flag guy back. And it's just communication outside of the game is such a big factor because if players are not screen watching, you need someone to call out. And especially if you have a player that's sitting on the far left and then a player that's sitting on the far right, obviously those guys can't look at each other's screens, but you want them to be able to have some good communication, and the coach is going to help out with that. But Goofy's always been a great vocal leader, and especially hyping people up.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go, let's go. You always hear him just super positive. So you got to love to see that guy do well all the time because he's just, like you said, he's got the Durskativity. He's
and he
just
took
full
a little
of positive energy.
Took a little bit of a hiatus recently, if you guys aren't aware. He is down in San Antonio. He's pursuing school, and he's doing a great job at it. But when he saw the multi-million-dollar tournament coming, he changed his mind a little bit. Now, yeah, he's still doing well over there, and he still has his head in the game and in school. But, I mean, the guy is focused on this tournament, and he couldn't miss it for the world.
All right, Columbus, Ohio, it's time for a little audience participation. If we can get a jib shot of the audience, I want to get their feedback on these two teams, starting off with Noble Esports. If you're here in Columbus, Ohio, watching the tournament live, how many of you guys think Noble is going to take this one? That guy!
Wow, that one, all right.
Wow.
That guy right there.
He was loud. He was as loud as 10.
How many of you guys think Elevate is going to take this? We know the in-house fan favorites, but we'll have to find out how it is all going to play out. Let's send it up to our casters. Benson, Golden Boy, back to you.
All right, we're back. Hey, guys, we've been here this whole time, sitting down awkwardly, waiting for this match to begin.
I have been doing tiebreaker scenarios.
I've been writing
out the
stats.
matrix in front of me, figuring out what happens in certain different groups if there's a tie. Of course, this game, though, much more straightforward. Winner goes to Worlds, loser goes home.
That's right, that's right. So, folks, we're going to get this one started. It's going to be Rig Strongholds in just a second. We're going to see how these players, square up against one another. Elevate, the clear fan favorite in the house.
It was pretty loud. I give the credit
that
one guy front row, Noble fan.
Shout out to that one guy.
He wasn't like as loud as 10
Bless
people.
you.
I respect it.
Yeah, no, I think honestly, Noble. A lot of these players do fly a little under the radar, and for due reason, right? They're great players. What's funny is I was actually just I just was on the Beyond forums, like going through and seeing what people's reactions were to obviously the Envy situation, and one of the things they said was like acting like we were surprised about Noble's performance against CLG, and it's like you know what? They're CLG, right? So it's like you really have to like hold that to a higher standard than anything else, right? Especially considering how dominating CLG was against Elevate, right? Like just shutting down Elevate completely.
Noble definitely deserve massive props, and as I said, the player I really want to keep my eye out for is going to be Penguin. The guy is an absolute animal. I've seen him play several times, and he never
has the second highest kills on his team at for all day one matches at 112. But on the other side, though, the player that I want to keep an eye on is actually Munoz. Munoz has the most kills for his team at 75 from day one.
Is it the most out of everyone in the game?
The most out of basically the matches they played. They played 6 games. They played 8 games. So Noble played 8 games.
Okay, you should make that like an average.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, I'm not good.
I know
at
math is hard for you.
Math is
I'm
very
just saying
difficult.
that's what I would have done if I was taking notes and stuff like that.
Definitely. Anyway, so looking at Game 1, Rig Strongholds. Game 2, Coliseum Slayer. Game 3, Fathom, Capture the Flag. And if necessary, Eden Strongholds, Truth, Slayer. It's about to go down. The players are loading into the game. We thank you so much for your patience. It is time for the Rig. Game number 1 winner goes to the Halo World Championships. Whoever comes out on top of this series. Who you want to kick it off with first, Benson?
No pressure, man.
No pressure.
Probably the most important series any of these 8 players will ever play in their Halo career. Unless, of course, they get to the World Final, and then you can probably argue that one. But I want to kick things off on board with Penguin, the player I've been kind of hyping up a little bit and already making his way to rail.
Oh, look how aggressive he got on basement there. And that was a great start, right, to grab that rail right away. But he hasn't been able to turn anything with this just yet. It's okay, though. It's the start of the game. And Rain was able to get that camo. So long as Rain can cause problems, against Elevate, Noble should be able to come away with this nest. And maybe basement, too, for their efforts. So there's a strong opportunity here for Rain and the crew to be able to do something.
Absolutely, of course, yeah. They're looking for that preferred setup. And look how sneaky Rain is being right here. 2 players directly in front of him. He's going to go for the first one. Should be able to clean up the assault rifle, but up to throw the grenade there. He actually didn't even pick up the kill. It was Penguin that came in and saved the day. Managed to at least get that trade bare minimum. Goofy has actually picked up the railgun. We'll go over to his perspective now, as his squad do currently have the lead, but of course they are trailing in terms of stronghold control.
Yeah, and those spawns are already coming back by the BR bunker, right? They're just going to continue to swarm down Engine 2, try and get aggressive on the base, right? The thing is about strongholds on the rig, you just do not want to be trapped inside of that BR base. It is so frustrating to get out of, but here comes Munoz for Elevate, looking to do some work, finds one player inside of the White Hall, and is pretty much just going to wait it out, right? They have zoned them out. They've zoned them out of the area that they want to go to. Now they need to fill that gap by Ness right where Straight Sick is, so he needs to make this play here with the scatter shot.
Yeah, luckily he does have the scatter shot, so probably the best weapon for this situation. He's going to jump out towards that stronghold and gets the kill and also the reset. So for now, everything going well for the boys over at Elevate. Looking at Goofy back cat. may actually have to drop down and do some defensive plays over towards basement, recognizing there are 2 players around him. He saw that on that radar, and he's just waiting patiently. I thought maybe go for the ground pound there, but decides against it. Team help comes in from them, and right now this is just beautiful play coming in from the boys over at Elevate. The problem is they are going to lose Nest. Straight Stick really the only player in a position to put some damage down. And unfortunately for them, that one should go in favor of Noble, but no,
they've actually
stopped it. They actually stopped it. That was a great nade, and you just see immediately Straight Stick goes up, tries to go for the reset. Unfortunately, it was capped, but he gets a double kill, looking for potentially the triple. Not going to get it, but doesn't matter. He will immediately recapture Nest.
That's right. So he's going to get this one in about 3 seconds here, and you see one player here, as a matter of fact, Goofy, who's going to be playing around the outside, right, Whitehall, or inside, excuse me, Whitehall, and trying to just patrol that area there, make sure no one's getting too aggressive, but then you get caught from tower side, right, which is very difficult to defend from sometimes. You need to put your attention on there, and there's 3 down for Elevate, so it's a prime opportunity now for Noble to capitalize on the situation. Penguin with camo, this is huge, gets Nest, and is now focusing that attention to basement. This is a flip, basically, and Noble could not be happier.
Oh, nice movement as well, just to make sure he stayed on the map. Didn't have that extra thrust to use the ground pound instead after picking up that first kill. And you've just seen the roles completely reversed now. Noble with that preferred setup with Basement and also Nest, and for now should be good to reduce a lot of that deficit that was been built early on in the game.
It's all about being able to pincer at the same time too, right? Which is something that Noble, were able to do, but Elevate answering right back. Another thing too that I really like that Elevate does is they send a player Whitehall to just patrol around that area and say, hey, you know what? We want to make sure that no one is blocking this area and no one's trying to approach. It's a really smart play out of them, and they're able to get control again.
Straight Stick doing a good job just staying alive. The assist will come in once again. Of course, they do have that 2 stronghold advantage for now. Goofy with Scattershot looking to pick up that kill on Penguin over towards basement. That would have been a big defensive kill, and he actually isn't going to get it, and Swift Kill immediately jumps onto basement. Reyna able to pick up a double kill there, and now you see basement control back over to Noble.
So you're going to see Elevate beginning to spawn over by Engine 2 side, right? They do, actually Engine 1, apologies, they do have this side under lock, but you're going to expect to see some pressure coming out to basement. They know that they have this Nest area particularly locked down, and Swift Kill, he has a teammate there for assistance. That's Calm Mentality. It's going to be a big battle for Swift to be able to come out on top on, make sure he doesn't get pressured, which he does, but he's able to flip that.
Calm actually just managed to get himself a triple kill. He was looking to potentially try and hunt down that overkill, but it's not going to happen.
Calm's having a great game.
Makes his way over towards that BR base. He's going to have a couple of players down there, put some damage down. Unfortunately, finds himself in a bit of a sticky situation. It does fall, but Swift Kill immediately goes to that reset. This trip cap has been held for quite a while, and look at the scoreboard, Golden Boy, now just trailing by 10 points.
Yeah, so for Noble, it's about picking where they want to go now, right? Like, they know that the pressure's going to be coming from the tower side, which is more than likely where a couple of those spawns are going to be, right? Especially considering that no one's by bunker at this point. They just have to be very mindful of getting pressed so aggressively, which is exactly what's happening on basement. Now Rain is going to look to make the play here. 2 players in front of him, can't come out on top, and there you have it. Blue team, they're going to get this one right back, but cannot get the Nest. So Calm and the crew able to keep this one alive just for the time being, and they're racking up points.
And that was a really good play from Calm, because he recognized 3 of his players, his teammates died over at basement. There was no chance whatsoever of him rotating all the way across. He got a BR spawn. He had to make sure they didn't lose Nest as well, so they had managed to keep that 2-1 advantage. Now, how do they collapse on basement? That's what you need to see. They need to get basement. It's the preferred setup for a reason, but unfortunately for now, it seems as if Team Elevate can hold them off.
Yeah, and it really is just all about being able to pincer at the same time, work together, and just get aggressive on them, right? Swift Kill getting these kills at the back portion here, and there you go. So a stop from Engine 2, which is one you had to expect to occur, but so long as he made use of that spawn is all that matters. And now going
this is the push they need.
Yeah, exactly. This is essentially the push that they need to be able to capitalize now. Can Elevate do this one here? Pressure is definitely on. Nades are flying in all over the place here, Benson.
I believe Goofy was the player trying to capture Nest. Unfortunately, though, he did fall. Let's go over to Munoz, though, trying to put some shots down from back catwalk. Unfortunately, not going to be able to pick up that kill, of course, as it stands.
He needs Straight Stick there right now. He needs Straight Stick there yesterday. Unfortunately, Straight Stick could not do anything. But Munoz, man, this is why, I mean, this player, he was one of the top slayers for his team in the 6 games that they played yesterday, and he is showing it here, right? He's able to stay alive. It's a survivability. That's what it's about. And now Nemesis having possession of this railgun could do some work. He just needs to be able to get those kills.
I mean, they need a cap. They
need
a cap, and they need it now, because look at that score. It is really starting to get out of hand, 85-49. Just in the blink of an eye, Noble have completely started to run away with this game. Nem really not been able to convert with much here with that rail, but he's going to try and get his hands on the camera, but it's going to be taken directly away, and he isn't going to get the kill either. Oh, a massive Bit of unfortunate play coming out from him. Head over to Munoz, though. And again, they need to get another stronghold, Golden Boy. They're just going to bleed the game and lose.
Yeah, and also the thing you got to point out was that triple cap coming out of Noble was pretty clutch, right? Just being able to hold it for the 10 seconds or 15 seconds that they maintained that for pretty much made the difference in this game. You're going to see Noble coming away with a victory on this. I do not.
I don't know.
See
Ness is being capped.
Oh,
Ness
wait
is
a
actually
minute.
being capped, so it's not over just yet. Calm needs to go big. He was
Oh,
able to
they're
pick
going
up
for
one. They're coming
basement
basement
too.
as well. Calm with scatter shot needs to play his life, but also needs to make sure they get the reset. I think he should be good. One player actually overextended all the way to BR base just in case. That was Swiftkill. Swiftkill fell. For now, they don't have a 2-1 advantage. You see immediately on your screens, Calm rushing, desperately wants to either try and go to BR base and
That's
Ness.
it.
That's a nice kill, but there is going to be a second player over there. They are able to get control of Ness, and that, Golden Boy, will be the game.
Calm was the difference maker in that game. His camo scatter shot play pretty much made the difference at those moments, or those critical moments at the end, right? You know, you had a player who was back by that snipe area, right? Back hall. He was exposed. There was an opportunity for them to be able to do something with it, but they just couldn't make it happen because you have this player with camo that just pops right behind you, takes one out. The next player that tried to get aggressive just got shut down. Calm mentality, showing why coming out of day one, he was the top slayer for this team. He has 23 kills for himself, 10 deaths, 8 assists. Good showing from him, but also Swiftkill. He has 5 kills. But don't get it twisted. That 18 assists right there, that speaks volumes.
And also, he had one of the most clutch kills of that game when he managed to reset basement as well. He won that huge 1v1, so yeah, okay, he didn't have that many kills, but the importance of some of those kills were really drastic and definitely a fundamental factor of why Noble were able to win map number 1. Looking over at the Elevate scoreboard, though, anything really jump out at you, Golden Boy?
Not necessarily, and the thing about Rig, right, on Strongholds is because of the way the map is designed, the emphasis will always be on Ness and basement. So, you have to make a cohesive push together. And then when you get that push, you have to be able to maintain those spawns and trap them. Noble were just a little bit better at getting aggressive when they needed to. So, of course, pressure's on now for Elevate as we're going to go into, I believe this is going to be Coliseum Slayer.
Okay.
So going into Coliseum Slayer, I do think Elevate can come out on top here, but I'm very impressed with Calm and his gameplay so far. He was a standout for me.
Definitely. It was interesting, though, because kind of as we talked about pre-game, Elevate started off stronger in that first game, in that first map. They started out very, very strong. They controlled the game, and then Noble just kind of slowly kind of came back into it, and that's where I think the advantage of watching the opposition team's film is very, very beneficial. It's just there comes a point where you just need to be good at situational awareness, and you need to just kind of adapt to situations in the game. Of course, no amount of film is really going to be able to help you do that. But
all
Noble,
you got to do is just learn, right?
Exactly.
Just learn.
That's the key. It really is just you got to play it as a team, etc. But Noble 1-0 up in the series. Coliseum Slayer, as you said, map number 2. Do you think this favors particularly either Elevate or Noble?
At first I felt like, Elevate have a pretty good opportunity here, but again, just to emphasize how well Calm played that game, and even Penguin too, how well they played.
I'm telling you, Penguin is he's definitely one to keep your eye out for. He's so intelligent at knowing when to challenge, knowing when to stay alive, knowing when to just put some shots down and back away. Just back away with his life, and especially when you consider, Slayer, for example, that is such a key component of being good at this game type.
That initial scramble for the sniper too is going to be pretty telling, right?
Yes.
Who's going to be? I saw Hook do something that was actually.
I'm so glad
pretty
you brought
cool.
this up. Yeah, I was going to ask you about this.
He banked that plasma nade off of that far right corner there on the red side, and then immediately threw a frag grenade that made like a little super combustion, right, of just everything blowing up at the same time.
Like a double
and
explosion.
whoever tried to push up there just got shut down right away.
Instantly.
That was so cool. Those little things, right, that you want to see players take advantage of. That beginning intro to the match, or that beginning instance, is going to be the one that decides, that. I would say that beginning portion of the game, without a doubt, just because of the way the Slayer can become rather snowbally sometimes.
It can. In terms of, I don't want to say necessarily prediction, but if you had to pick one of these two teams, who you think this is going to favor, which kind of team, based on some of the stats, because I mean, like you said, you've been working really hard here at the event. You've been taking notes of some of the stats. Do you think Coliseum Slayer is going to favor you?
I think Coliseum goes for Noble. He goes for Noble. I'm just really favoring their slaying. I could totally see why they were able to take that game off of CLG, because they're simply they're not slouches, right? I think we're labeling them as a dark horse, but at the end of the day, right, this squad is they're just good at Halo 5, man, and you just can't knock them for it. So here we go. This beginning portion of the matchup is going to be quite telling. See who's going to get control of this one right away. And it seems like Noble is getting pushed back on the red side just a tad here as SwiftKill's looking for this kill with an SMG.
We'll wait and see. You may actually have to just back away looking at who managed to get control of Sniper. Guess what? It's going to be this man. Straight second. Oh, misses the first shot, but doesn't matter. Connects with the second. That is going to be calm. Goofy, of course, had that team off spawn. Nem has rocks too. So realistically, this is a fantastic start for our blue squad team Elevate. They also have that early lead as expected.
And I just want to point out too, Nemesis staying alive with those rockets. Oh man, that's the kind of play that you just really wish for. But this is where Nemesis is going to have to be the superstar and come up big with rocket kills here. He has to find one, but with no shields, it's going to be really dangerous. Straight Sick ends up getting flanked from behind Benson.
Yep.
That was a beautiful pincer coming out of Noble there.
Somehow Nem is still alive. I've got to give him serious props.
His survivability is insane.
That is extremely, extremely impressive, but he is being continuously pushed, and once again, just waiting for his teammates. I mean, his teammates spawned on the opposite side of the map, so he is completely isolated, desperately just trying to find a pick. He knows that it was Calm who grabbed that sniper rifle, and that's the player he's considering challenging, but just can't get it going with just 2 rockets remaining. Just going to have to opt to reload, play it slow. Meanwhile, you can see in the kill feed there, Calm is picking up kills with the sniper rifle, so he's going to have to make a play. He's going to have to make it pretty quick, and there is that kill. That's going to be Penguin. Now, though, can he push over towards Calm, who is doing some damage with the sniper rifle? There it was. That was the push, and Calm falls.
Calm will die as he got attacked over by the fountain. And
Nem's had a great start to this game, I want to point out. As you mentioned, managed to grab the initial rocket, stayed alive, was pretty useful with him, was acting as a huge distraction, managed to kill the opposition sniper, get his hands on sniper. Unfortunately, they're missing those first 2 shots.
But he knows where they're spawning, and that's the most important thing, right?
Agreed.
You know that they're pinned over by that red elbow, so they have to force their way either, which will be foolish with a sniper overlooking them by red elbow, so they have to force the situation by snipe side. And because of that, Nem is able to go in there and just be able to assist the kill and pick up the kill immediately. And he gets right back to this red elbow, which is a great spot to hold if you're a sniper. Just something about this spot just feels comfortable for a lot of players. I think it's just because of the angle and favoring right side shots. Looking over at that catwalk there is probably a little bit easier as well. And on top of which, too, I mean, both sides are the same, but you're able to get those rockets when they come up.
Muniz does fall. Nem is also going to drop as well. So the question, how is Straight going to try and react to that? He's going to get the assist there as Goofy helps him out. New sniper rifle up, of course, in 25 seconds. Over to Goofy. He's going to fall as well. So a little bit of a fight back coming in from Noble, who were down in the early parts of this game. It's now going to be tied up. You have Penguin with the sniper rifle. We'll go over to his screen as he actually just picked up Straight Sick as well. That new sniper coming up in 8 seconds. We'll see, can he get his hands on that once again? Kill's definitely going in his favor. He's just going to opt to just stay on that and grab the new ammo.
Yeah, and luckily for him, he doesn't have to pick up the gun. He just gets the ammo, makes a reload.
Okay, he did spot that player. I was like, did he see him? I don't think he did. He's just going to try and opt to back down. Needs to get close to some of his teammates, though. It'd be a shame if he was to lose that sniper rifle if he stayed isolated as well. It's worth mentioning Calm managed to get his hand on rockets once again. He has one left in there. He picks up that kill on Nemesis.
So they got to get ready for the next spawn of weapons here in a little bit too. Keep that in mind. But now you're starting to see Noble begin to come away with this one, Benson, right? They're feeling good. They're feeling themselves. A lot of things working out for them. And this is a good challenge here for Straight Sick if he's able to get that kill. I thought he actually had help down low, so apologies there for not seeing that. But regardless of the fact, though, overall, this has been working out. Whoa, Straight Sick just could not stay alive there. So close to being able to get that headshot, but that scatter shot will be his undoing. And just like that, Elevate, man, they're down by only 1.
This has been back and forth, man.
You saw a swing at the beginning of the game. Then toward that, what, a minute and a half ago, you saw Noble looking pretty good, and they looked like they were in a strong position with power weapon control. And then out of nowhere, just right back at it. These 2 teams are so evenly matched.
I want to give props to Calm. This man is really having a good start to this Slayer. He's been putting up some big numbers and always positioning himself in good places, helping his teammates out, etc. He's going to grab rockets. Plenty of them, 4 still to be fired. Needs to be careful though, because Straight Sick has got that sniper rifle once again. He actually ran straight to his X and picked that one up instantly. And unfortunately, for Calm, he's not going to be able to pick up that kill, and that player is going to escape, and that's going to be 3 players that fall. Straight Sick did a good job of just managing to basically stay out of that. Didn't want to lose the sniper rifle whatsoever, recognizing how important that's going to be for Elevate to take control of this game.
And once again, looking over, you know,
What a line of sight that is. Hello.
He's
Find a
actually, and he got a lot of information there too, right? That's going to allow his teammate to get aggressive, push in, and I believe that's going to be Munoz, and that's exactly what Munoz does.
Yep.
He moves in with an assist there with the scatter shot, I believe, and then Nemesis came in with that rocket kill, cleaning up with the pistol. That was wonderful from Straight Sick, because you know he was telling them, I have them all stacked in that corner, go for them.
Oh, and Straight Sick just hit the
my-
nicest flank just as he told his teammates
did we get that?
to push through. I'm praying I did a hit switch, but he's going for the no-scopes. He's going to miss a couple.
That was
will
nasty.
He will lose control, but that was such a good play. As you said, he kind of called out to his teammates, hey, I need help. He backed away. He completely hit the flank and managed to get himself a pick as well.
That was a great shot out of Straight Sick, man. Coming around that red elbow, finding someone on the red ramp, and just flooring him, just eliminating him completely. But 33-32, Benson, as we just got another kill here from Penguin to Goofy. This game could not be any more close.
Now
Just look at
this is interesting because Noble have set up on Snipe side. Meanwhile, Elevate have set up on Rocket side. You've seen a little bit of a push come in from Goofy as they're trying to kind of flank behind Noble. See if they can try and get a couple of picks before that sniper comes up. It's up in 7 seconds, and you can see Goofy is going to be completely pinned here. Several players turn around, put some shots down into him. I'd be surprised if he's able to get out with his life here. You can see absolutely no shields. There is that nade coming in from Penguin. That was kind of expected to see. New sniper rifle is going to be up. It's going to be Calm who grabs it. I'm extremely worried right now for Elevate because the sniper rifle in this man's hands could be potent.
Very true, very true. And keep in mind too, you know, Elevate, they went for the smart play. I feel like going for the sniper was just a better choice here. You know, your players have great shots, everyone's feeling it right now. It just made sense to go for that snipe. It's always like a back and forth. I think I asked Strong Side yesterday, you know, what would you prefer in some of these situations? He says sniper 110%. You always just want to go for that one.
It's huge. You get control of sniper rifle on this map. There's so many long range line of sight so you can get the engagements. You can also cover rockets as well from snipe spawn if you have a good shot. So it definitely is preferred as we stay on board with Calm with that sniper rifle. This game was extremely close. Now you look at it, 43-35. It really is Noble that have pulled away.
So Calm has no help over here. So the best thing he could do, just get away from it and wait for his teammate to go and assist him. He knows that players could be coming around here to challenge, but the worst thing that he could do is get reckless and try and be a superhero. That will just not work. If Calm is smart, he's just going to take his time, wait for his shield to come up, and play it slow, and have his teammates back as best he possibly can.
I mean, the problem is he has two players that are going to be rushing. He actually goes for the boost there. I think he spotted Goofy. He's going to be tackling the right-hand side, and that will be sniper rifled down. Don't worry, though. Penguin still has rockets. He's trying to go around the outside. That should be a good cleanup on Nem. Meanwhile, Rain is able to shut down Goofy as well, but staying on Penguin's screen there, you see good shots come out from him, and you look at that score, 47-37 in favor of this Red Squad. Noble, they're looking good to go 2-0 in the series and be one map away from progressing through to the Halo World Championship.
It just ran away from them. You know, it just ran away from them, and that's the score that we're at right now. But they're not out of it yet. So long as Elevate doesn't have any dumb deaths, they can fight back here. It's just going to be one of the most difficult things
Dude, if we see a comeback now, I may just put the headset down and just walk out of the
They can't trade any kills. This is it.
You're down 10 kills.
You need your ace to play. You need your ace to play. Munoz, he's pushing up there, getting aggressive. He does have some assistance. A player's charging him from behind. He's trying to get over to the other side. 49 kills there for Elevate, 38 on the other side. And that is going to do it, folks, as I believe Munoz was the last one to be taken out. GG. Elevate go up 2-0.
Noble.
Oh, Noble. Sorry. Noble goes up 2-0. Regardless, yes, there you have it.
Yeah,
and I said it before, man. I just felt like Noble, you know, I felt a little bit more comfortable about Noble in this game, but Elevate took it to them until that very, very end point there where they just
And the key is, when you look at some of the stats in the post-game analysis there, you can see just how close and evenly matched a lot of the kills actually were. We actually get to see the kills. You see headshots there. And
headshots are a nice
stat, but in terms of the kills, it was like 13, 13, 12, 12. That was the stat line for the Noble players.
Yeah.
So evenly across the board. I believe Penguin walked away with 10 assists. I mean, there you see it. Look at it. 13, 13, 12, 12. Everyone really playing extremely well. The damage dealt, almost everyone at 2,000. Really, just Penguin slacking, man. Penguin slacking there below 2,000.
How dare he?
I know, right? Come on, Penguin, man. Step it up.
Noble is one game away from punching their ticket to the Halo World Championship.
How much pressure is on them then right now, do you think?
Honestly, they just keep playing their game. I don't think they're feeling anything at this point.
I mean, they look calm and composed.
Yeah, you have to be, right?
Is that like some secret handshake going on in the Noble booth? I think it may have been.
I don't know, man. Gang signs.
I'm sure that one Noble fan in the front row is pretty happy right now.
That one guy. But, you know, man, you have to be a fan of this team, though. The way they play, they're so good. They are so good.
They are.
So talented.
It's kind of like just explosive. They'll be very, very passive. They'll wait. And as soon as they recognize, hey, we can make a push on this stronghold, or hey, you know, we can try and flood the enemy player that has power weapon control, they just pounce and they just go for it. And they'll get 3 players down. It doesn't seem a problem for them. Whereas, you know, Elevate just seems struggling kind of to adapt. Again, they're getting good starts to the games. It's just when it gets to that kind of late game, Noble just excel.
Yeah, as soon as Noble were able to get their hands on the sniper rifle as well, hanging out by Snipe side, you know, that kind of started.
That was a turning point in the game.
Yeah.
As soon as Elevate were kind of stuck over at Rocket side, and you saw Noble with great control over Sniper, you kind of knew that one Sniper could change the game, and that's ultimately what happened.
So coming up next is going to be Fathom CTF, Benson.
Ooh.
And
I love me some Fathom.
Yeah, I love Fathom. It's a great map. You know, I feel like it's just going to come down to mechanics and basics, right? That's really all it is. You know, for Elevate at the very least, they have the potential to slay with them, so long as they just keep that going. That game was so close until the end. That 50-38 score, that was actually like 38-7, 38. It was like kill after kill after kill, and they were just trading nonstop until that very end. If they, just to echo what you said, if they kept going, if they kept, you know, keeping up with their opponent, they can win this game
and
and force the game forward.
That was the same thing in map number 1, if you remember. The stronghold was back and forth, and all of a sudden, you know, Noble managed to just out-rotate. They got a trip cap, they managed to defend it, and they built themselves a big lead. And it was as if as soon as that kind of acceleration from Noble came in, Elevate were like, oh, we can't hold on, and they just kind of crumbled.
Yeah.
And that's going to be crucial going into game number 3. Let's say they go down 2 flags. You can't just put your heads down. You need to keep your head up. You're fighting for a shot at the Halo World Championship. Yes, now you need to go for a reverse sweep. It has been done before. You can definitely do it. They just need to play their own game, play calm, and play collected.
This is it, folks. It is do or die time for Elevate. Can the Red Rebellion rally the troops, or will you stay Noble? You like those? Like those right there? Hey!
Terrible.
Oh man, I'm bored. No, but I'm hilarious. So Noble, one game away, man.
You're really not.
One game away, dude. And this is it, right? Big opportunity for them. Fathom captured a flag. We know how these players are going to approach this one, where they want to focus on which side they want to pull flags to, how they want to trap the enemy inside of their base. A lot of things on the line here. Of course, Camo going to play a role as well. At the start, you expect to see that scramble at Camo for at least 1 or 2 players there. And it looks like Goofy is going to be that guy who gets right into the Camo spot here. He needs teammate assistance.
Literally, no one went for that. And
yeah, Penguin ended up getting it.
There you go. Penguin,
1150.
Penguin does jump in, and I was kind of looking. I was like, no one went for that straight off the bat. Someone may be able to sneak it, but sadly, it's not going to happen. Meanwhile, Railgun has got in the hands of Straight Stick. We'll see how him and the boys over at Elevate can adapt.
So this Railgun, I'm expecting him to get a couple key kills here, or at least I'm hoping he's going to get a couple key kills.
Or just die.
Or just give it.
That works too.
Give it right over to Noble. So this is dangerous. Dangerous territory here. Goofy, though, sneaking around, trying to play this one out slow, finding one in front of him here.
Ooh, movement on fleek!
Oh,
Penguin!
You did not just say that.
I just said that, man. I'm down with the kids, man. Penguin, dude, that was insane. We have to go to his screen. You know, you talk about the new mechanics in Halo 5, movement being so key. I mean, Penguin, he just basically showed you exactly what's up.
Yeah, that was definitely unexpected there. So now he's going to be inside of the flag here. That could force some spawns that happened by Turbine. But for the time being, though, it doesn't seem like that would be priority. Goofy's going to be right in front here on this blue treehouse. Straight Stick going in for the challenge, trying to save him. And he somehow manages to stay alive here. What a play out of Calm just to get that melee. Did not expect that at all.
Rain, once again, manages to get his hands in the railgun. The flag has been pulled, though. And that is going to be... Who has that flag right now?
Oh, he's dead.
He's dead. Yeah, never mind.
He did. So there's really not much more to talk about there. You know, not much more to break down, my friend.
I was looking at Straight Stick to see if he was potentially going to push forward and go for the pick, but a nice kill from Rain there on Goofy, top mid. Just being so very cautious. Doesn't want to extend too far out with that support of his teammates. Playing this one smart. Might rifle out, puts a couple of shots down once again, but just try and buy time for his teammates to get some map control and win those individual 1v1s.
I also noticed that Rain and the crew use a lot of the weapons on the map, right? Most notably that light rifle. We've seen that creep up about 2 or 3 times now on different POVs. Light rifle is a really effective weapon. You're able to no-shield someone in 2 shots, and sure, those shots have pacing to them, but the fact you're able to do that is just absurd. New Camo's going to be up. Camo has been grabbed at 9:47 now. so you expect to see that back at
I want Ben as well.
747, but it doesn't really do all that much. Camo has not been a factor in this game. Railgun and light rifle actually being very effective here on each side, but no one's making ground just yet.
And this has been a very defensive game. So far, we've only seen one flagpole, and it didn't really amount to much, to be completely honest with you. It was almost immediately thwarted, if you will. Going over to Munoz' perspective, though, railgun in hand. He's looking to see if he can maybe push up, but more than happy to just back away. His teammate fell, and he's like, all right, well, I need to defend this flag. Railgun, perfect position to try and do so. I believe Stracey may have killed Rain, who had that flag, and that's going to be instantly returned. So 2 flag touches, really neither traveling anywhere.
Yeah, this is kind of the story of Noble and Elevate, Benson. You know, you have 2 teams that are basically evenly matched at the start of the game.
This is a big kill, by the way. If he gets this, in fact, he may just opt to go straight for that return. He does, but he needs to be careful because the enemy player is actually still on his flag. So his teammate Munoz is going to come in and clean up that kill. That was big there, because if Goofy didn't at least put some shots down or delay that flag route, if he'd have fallen straight away, you can almost guarantee that would have been a flag because his teammates are off spawn. Meanwhile, whilst this is actually happening, Straight Stick did actually overextend from spawn. He's actually pulled that flag, and he's managed to get it a good considerable distance now. He may actually be good to actually cap this. He's going to throw it down bottom middle.
Good opportunity here for Elevate. Can they do it? They just need to get those spawns on lock. You're going to
Needs
expect
help.
pressure coming out of the turbine here. He has been spotted, but
He's
still
so
once
weak.
that flag's in the base, he's good. And he's going to wait for that shield to come back up, and he gets that cap. That's going to make it 1-0. Elevate are in this game here. But the question is, can they hold off Noble? Because we've seen it happen time and time again where these 2 teams just seem to switch off, you know, back and forth, whether it was Slayer or Strongholds. They cannot afford it this time around.
Let's go over to Calm's perspective now. You see him very aggressive in the opponent's base. He's been picking up some big wins. Probably going to fall him, but just actually decides to back away. Yep, and that ultimately does fall. I'm going to stay with him through the respawn there. Of course, the Golden Boy, look at some of his stats so far here.
Day one.
It's pretty impressive.
It is. It is very impressive. He's such a talented player, man. You know?
I mean, it's shots like that, man, which is really shows you just the perfect kill on Goofy there as he's dropping down. Going to be chanced by Nem as well. He's going to grab that kill and just dip. Oh, beautiful play coming in from Calm.
117 kills in day 1 out of 8 games tells you all you need to know. But here comes Noble with Rain. They're going to look to make this flag a reality here and tie it up. It's going to be 1-1. Noble, that's the thing, man. It's just been neck and neck, and Noble has always been able to get the better of Elevate each and every game. Will this one be the same thing, Benson? As he's coming around Turbine, they're getting that pressure set up on the treehouse side as well, and they're slaying right around that front yard there. They could realistically pull this flag out and just wait for those spawns to come out, but they ended up getting shut down. That was big for Elevate.
It was a big trade from Goofy. If Goofy doesn't at least trade that kill, that flag is going to be completely run away. I think that one may actually be returned.
Both flags were out,
Meanwhile, yeah, both flags were actually out. I'm going to go over to Nem. He just picked himself up a double kill. One flag, yeah, both flags returned now back at base. But as I said, that was a big trade that actually happened, because if that doesn't happen, that flag is away.
As soon as he crept around that corner, he just got absolutely shut down. There was nothing he could do there. So this spawn here for Nem means that pressure is going to be on that red side, and Noble is just looking to win top mid because they know that this railgun is going to be coming up in a few. So there you have one player up top. That's going to be Calm. Nem's just going to chill around up here because that railgun has proven to be very valuable in this matchup. Also, top mid is a great angle to hold if you're trying to run that flag and make sure that you can get those cutoffs.
And speaking of running the flag, here you go. Straight Stick has it, and he's going to run directly to the support of his teammate, trusting him greatly. And if he can get this one up passive, in fact, he decided not to go for the ground pound straight up top mid. I'm surprised to see that. He actually ran quite far across top mid. Normally you see players go for that ground pound, and that could actually cost him. Munoz, last man up, able to trade, but that flag's instantly going to be returned. Very surprised. If he just ground pounded straight off, he would have got that flag down and maybe put a little extra yards on that and support his teammate. Meanwhile, now the flag is actually being pulled by Swiftkill. Check this out. He's already managed to find himself basically at his home base.
A bunch of players are going to be playing right by that red streak there. So essentially, Swiftkill just needs his teammates to be able to slay out, but he is going to get focused from behind. One player's going to creep around there, but here comes Rain with the save. They're going to get that flag, and Noble's going to look to take this one and make it to a 2-1 game here. And here we have it, Ben. This has happened so many times in this series alone, where you see one cap, and then Elevate, man, they just have to find a way
They get
to
control in the game, and then they lose control in the game. And one key component there was Rain winning a big 1v1 over on Camo that really allowed him just help out his teammate who had that flag. He was able to track back, won an important 1v1, and his teammate able to comfortably run that flag home. Now, as it stands, it's 2-1 in favor of Noble, and you have to think they are 1 flag away from securing that spot at the Halo World Championship.
I also like that, Noble is pretty much living inside of the base of Elevate, right? They're just forcing them to have to turn their attention to base each and every time. It's a time waste. It's frustrating. And it's not something that you want to deal with because you ask your teammates, how did he get behind us?
Right.
Why is he there? We have to take him out.
It's such a nuisance.
Especially when it's 2-1. And
This
here
is
you
big.
go. Rain,
That's 2
he's going to
kills.
pull that flag out. Finding
Stracek needs to win that 1v1.
This is big. This is big. This flagpole could very well be it, Benson.
This could be it.
He's taking it out to the red side. He has Penguin there for help. Can they make this one a reality, though? He's going to toss it out. Waiting around, though. This is smart enough. And there you never mind. It's going to be right on top of that flag.
But Swiftkill's going. He's going to
do
die as well. Penguin's down. That's 4 down. That is 4 down. That flag is going to be returned. Surely, Stracek, he's going to get it. It was a huge overkill that just came in from Goofy. He just killed absolutely everyone. And the flag is being run as well. It's going to be Stracek who has it. He's already pretty much at the enemy push. They need a couple of kills here, and they're going to tie up this game. That is an unbelievable play from Elevate. Just when you think they're down and out, Stracek says, I don't think so.
Oh, man, but it's all going to be up to Goofy here. This is dangerous. He's looking around. He knows that flag's going to be there.
That's smart. I like that.
No.
He's going to go again. No,
he goes for it. He gets back whacked.
It was burnt, though. No one actually managed to get the hands on that. He grabbed it before he died, but unfortunately that flag not going to be put in. So it has been returned 3.5 minutes, and still Noble with the lead.
The part that's so crazy about this is that with that overkill, they still couldn't get that flag to the other side because just Noble in their face right away. They also took it a very long way. They had an opportunity to potentially take that through to like the pit side, right? Like, bottom mid, not necessarily where Camo spawns, but that area around there. And they could have made it happen, but here comes Stracek again. He gets shut down as soon as he goes into his base. And you know that Noble, they're looking like hawks right now, and they are frustrated because that was pretty much their game here.
Yep.
If they lose it, that was the play that lost it for them.
I mean, Elevate had to get a little bit of momentum from that, man. They just stopped the flag at its base. It was inches, literally inches. That was the difference maker in that flag run.
That's why Splinter Nades are so good,
We actually had the flag out as well. In fact, it doesn't matter. 3 players go down. Nem isn't going to be able to touch that one, so that one should be good to be returned. So both flags back at base once again. Final 2.5 minutes of this game. Noble currently with a 1 flag lead. Elevate need one to force OT.
Nemesis thinking, where are they going to be coming from? Where are the spawns at? And he needs his teammate to get a double kill here. Stracek found
Everyone
one
just
coming.
died. That's 4 plays down.
He is going to trade with him too, so that is going to be 4 down for Elevate, and Noble do have players on that blue side, so Elevate have to fight this one out. Look at this one player here, Penguin. He just got aggressive on that on the light rifle side, and they're looking to make this pull reality here, Benson. This could very well be it.
It's going to be pulled. Goofy able to put some good shots down. Needs to be careful because players are pushing him from behind. Meanwhile, Stracek desperately just trying to get that flag back in his home base. Just jumping on that return. Doesn't want to give that away. And now making his way bot mid. Just being very, very sneaky. Time again is running out. The double nades come in. He falls. Meanwhile, Nem, he's trying to get over there and trade that kill. He's not going to be able to do so. The distraction medal does come in. A perfect kill from Munoz. Able to help it. Camo's up. This honestly could be the deciding factor right here for Elevate. If he can stay alive and use this efficiently, they can definitely try and get that flag out. Kill's definitely going in that way as well. You need to see Nem play aggressive. He does not want to play defensive with that Camo. It's so crucial. He pushes up and get a couple kills here.
He's not going to, and that Storm Rifle could be the game changer there, because if he comes around this side of the base, he knows they're going to be pinned inside. They have no idea that he's there right now. He's not going to show up on the map. There's so many
plays completely pinned. This is big play coming in from Elevate. They need to push in towards the base though. Nem really is a crucial player. If he can pick up this 3rd player, maybe even the 4th at the back right, he could get that flag out. He has him one shot. The support's coming in. The cavalry is rushing in the base. They get 2 down. Can they get the flag out? That's going to be the important question. Nades are being spammed over towards Nemesis. For now, he has done a good job of just staying alive, but the flag is still in the base.
So long as he's a new... Oh, man!
Railgun from Swiftkill. That could be the kill. That could be the kill which was in the game.
Yeah, that was pretty big here. 36 seconds left on the clock. That run that Elevate had, that could have very well been it for them. Will we see another batch of veterans like Goofy and Stracek not make it to the Halo World Championships? Of course, veterans like Swiftkill and Commentality will punch their ticket to play for $2.5 million if Elevate cannot do something right here, right now, as they're looking to get aggressive inside of the base here. Stracek finds one in front of him. 13
2
seconds
down.
left on the clock. Double kill. I just don't think they have enough time, Ben, as they're searching around the base. They haven't made a pull,
Nope.
and that will do it, folks. GG. Noble Esports will be moving on to the Halo World Championships.
What a performance from them. Just when you thought it was going to be taken away from them, they had that third and final flag inches away from being run in. Elevate come out with a massive defensive stop.
They
The
just couldn't
overkill
capitalize.
comes in. But as you said, they couldn't capitalize. They pulled the flag, but unfortunately, it just didn't get any distance on it. And I felt that really was the story all series long. Elevate would make a play and then just wouldn't be able to capitalize upon that. Noble would just bounce back with some fantastic counterplay.
You know, and the thing that was shocking too was that, you know, when they got that overkill, the 4 down, you know, they took that flag out to the treehouse there. I just didn't like. I thought that was going to be it. I thought they were going to have that flag in, but just the way that they got stopped right at the front of their base, Noble was there immediately. I mean, they charged over everyone in a cohesive push, just ran straight across the map and just did work. Unbelievable game there, but you know what? We're not going to break it down for you. In fact, we're going to have our analysis break it down. Guys, take it away.
All right, thank you, fellas. A hot 3-0 coming through from Noble, and, well, my predictions are wrong. Ghostiami, start from the top here, man. What did you see from this Noble lineup?
They just, again, came out with the heat, man. Their individual talent, it seemed like they were winning a lot of the individual battles, but more importantly, they just kept staying alive. They were getting the railguns. They were getting the power-ups. It just seemed like they were doing everything that they needed to do. All the turning points, when you have a series where there's 2 close teams, right? It's like about getting the overshield. It's about getting the railgun. It's all those little things, and it just seemed like it was always favoring that Noble squad. Elevate never really grasped control of those clutch situations.
Strong side, I know you always take tons of notes as these matches are happening. What did you write down for game number 1?
Honestly, it was all about teamwork when it came to that team and the clutch plays. I mean, we saw it through the entire series, but just the clutch plays that would happen in those individual fights. Like, honestly, when you don't have teamwork and you're fighting those 1v1 fights, you need to go clutch and you need to win those 1v1 battles. And we were seeing so many more 1v1 battles won by the Noble side than we did the Elevate side. There was a lot of reversals that we saw happen. And I think that's really what it came down to as well. Just Noble worked together really well, and they were just all around clutch.
Big comeback on Rig, and then, you know, I was hanging out in the Pro Lounge, and I was sitting behind Clutch, the coach of CLG. He was talking with Optic Maniac, and Clutch kind of summed it up. Noble's just better. They're better individually right now. They're better in their teamwork, and they're better at controlling the map. So Noble executing their strategy insanely well.
Perfect.
Talk to me about the Team Slayer, though. We saw Coliseum, all kinds of power weapons on this map. What was the difference maker in this one, other than some clutch kills?
Yeah, it went down to the very end of the match. I mean, it was back and forth. Both teams were staying within a kill or two throughout the entire match. Power weapons were going back and forth, and it just came down, I'd say, to those last few minutes of who can keep it together and keep using teamwork. We saw, I want to say it was Straight Sick. We saw him kind of off on his own at one point. He's normally good at doing that, but in a close game and how important that game was, you want to be working with your team at that point, and that just wasn't a good time, and they were just spread out all over Coliseum.
You have to rally, right? You have to rally around those end moments of the game where, you know, I mean, I remember back in the day seeing Instinct when they had their full force, and it was, you know, closing out to those games, and then they'd put on the pressure, right? And we never saw Elevate ever have that sort of pressure. They never were confident in those end situations, which was, it's scary because you need to be confident. You need to make some bold plays, and Goofy, the Matador player, did not.
It's a bummer to not see Goofy, Straight Sick, and the boys make it to the World Championship, but super excited for the guys.
Yes.
Calm mentality.
They
Who had a
played great.
fantastic series throughout.
Scatter shot. Jesus.
Great camo plays we saw coming in out of camo. Swift kill. Lots of assists starting in the very first
18.
game.
Unreal.
Just shooting everything. Didn't necessarily have to get the cleanup kills because he trusted his teammates. And the Penguin guy, you hyped him up before this series. He lived up to all the hype in this match.
I got to point out what he did in Game 3. He had an incredible reversal on Goofy.
That was one.
Goofy had dropped down from the treehouse, got him to one shot, and Penguin thrust backwards to get out of his screen and then he pulls
Gave
out
him
the
the
railgun
business.
and just gave him the business. I mean,
Right up the rear.
That's one of those clutch plays that I was talking about. Pulling that type of play has got to be devastating to how you feel the rest of the match. And we did see another play with Goofy where he was the last one, and there was maybe some miscommunication.
Yep.
He ended up going for camo and getting back whacked,
That
turning
looked like a coach
the
call.
other way.
Weird coach call almost.
So
And this is game 3 we're talking about.
Yeah,
here.
yeah. I mean, he
this
was
is
fathom
game 3.
CTF. He was sitting bottom mid. They had that amazing moment where it was like, oh my God, Elevate might actually do this. And then they had the flag at their porch, and Goofy was dead smack in the middle of camo or flag. And it looked like I don't know, when you're talking about top tier talent, especially like Goofy, objective minded, it's odd to see him wait there, not go for the flag, and then make a camo play. He turned around and gave his back to the enemy as well. I don't know. It seemed off to me.
Elevate a little bit off. We kind of saw that on day 1.
Yep.
Noble, they've looked strong throughout. Remember, they were able to take a game off of CLG
Yeah,
as well.
huge.
Looking like a team to be reckoned with here
Yeah.
at this event. So big congratulations to Noble Esports. Excited to see them at the World Championship. Looking forward, between now and that World Championship, is there any weakness in Noble's game? Is there anything that they need to improve on strong side?
Yeah, I mean, I want to reiterate just teamwork. I mean, they obviously had a lot of great moments with working together against Elevate, but they're in the top 8 now. I mean,
Yep.
you're going to have to step it up a whole nother level now. Like, they proved themselves. They have time up until Worlds to work on so much more and work on their strategies, work on their teamwork. That's going to be the biggest thing for this squad to take that next step up into like the top 6 or to the top 4 if they want to make it there.
Ghost, we know Noble is going through. Who is your star player in this series?
In this series, I have to say it was calm mentality. I mean, the guy got the scatter shot off the beginning, right, in mining rig, and in the rig, and he was just making plays the entire way through. We see him win the game. He stands up. He's high-fiving, right, like a team captain does. I have to give him props, man. The guy came to play.
Major props to calm mentality as well as his duo right now. We have Swiftkill on the floor for an interview.
Thank you, Puckett. I am here on the floor with Swiftkill, who just secured a spot to the Halo World Championship. How you feeling?
Pretty damn good.
You got to be. I think you are the second team so far that's 100% confirmed makes it Worlds, so that's got to be a great feeling. Now, I want you to walk me through this series because it was a lot of back and forth. You start off with Rig Strongholds. Now, what was your strategy going into that game?
Honestly, that game was make sure we hold Nest, and we actually had this thing called the box strat, where you hit the boxes on Nest and hide behind it. We couldn't pull it out, but that was ultimately our strategy. Beyond that, I mean, honestly, I didn't play too well that game. I don't even remember what happened half of the game. I went like 5 and 15 or something like that.
I remember us talking about the stat screen at the end, like 5 kills, but at the same time, 18 assists. Getting the work done, the dirty work done, and someone has to do it, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think on my Combine jersey, it's got the objective player patch, so it fits.
Yes, I am also known for having a few negative games from time to time, especially in Halo 3. We'll ignore that for now. What about game number 2? It was back and forth, Coliseum Team Slayer, but around like that 30 mark, like the 30, 33 kill mark, you guys just pulled ahead by 10 or so kills. What went on during those last, 3 or 4 minutes of the game?
Honestly, we stepped up our communication. I think, I'm not sure if it was Penguin or Calm. One of them got control of rockets and started pushing towards the base. And myself and Tim started calling out, stay rock corner, make sure we're watching their rock corner. And we just cut them off spawns maybe 2 or 3 cycles. And that's kind of what won us the game.
Cool. I want you to elaborate that a little bit more because one thing when I'm commentating up there is I try to pinpoint what's good communication and what's bad communication. Because I think a lot of players out there, when they're trying to get better and they're playing matchmaking, they just assume calling out a one shot or just calling out only where someone's at is the best communication. Can you elaborate on what improved with your communication in that Coliseum Team Slayer game?
Sure. I mean, I have a golden rule of thumb that's talk to your teammates, not talk at, right? So you want to be talking back and forth saying, I'm pushing this guy rock corner, or I have your help, I don't have your help. And there was times specifically where I was talking to Rain saying, oh, I can't push with you, I'm staying alive. And just little things like that make the biggest difference.
Absolutely. So great communication coming from the squad. No surprise that they made it out to the Halo World Championship. Lastly, I got to recap that close Fathom CTF game. There were a couple moments where it was just like heart-stopping. What I remember exactly was I thought for a second you guys blew it. I saw that you almost had that last cap. Explain what was going on in your mind when you almost won that third and final cap and got hit with that splinter grenade.
Honestly, I saw that it was there. I just thought it was more towards the backside of the flag, so maybe I can tank 1 or 2 shots because I was full shields and then cap it because that would have been the game. But I realized immediately that how much I had screwed up. I honestly have no idea how we stopped the flag after that.
Now, I remember even after that that cap attempt, and somehow Elevate did not get the counter cap. A little bit later on, it seemed like Elevate was primed to get a capture. Straight Sick had the flag all the way over by your BR side, but I remember seeing from Straight Sick POV, I saw a swift kill, auto-stabilizing with the railgun. Where'd you pick that up from, and how good did it feel to get that kill and stop that flag run?
Oh, man, it felt great. I think I found the railgun somewhere on our small door. It had like 2 shots. I didn't even realize that that it was even there, right? So I picked it up, I reloaded it with YY, and I think I killed him and then stopped the other flag guy that was camping by the door. So that railgun, don't know where it came from, but saved the game.
All right. Congrats once again. One last question I want to give you is, for those who are unfamiliar with you as a player, what else do you do outside of gaming? Because I remember we had this talk before. I believe you're also looking at programming and development.
Oh, yeah. I'm a software engineer, and I do that full-time, kind of like, I think Victory X talked about it yesterday, where he goes full-time, works all day, comes home, games Halo. I do probably the same thing, but instead I code. I'm not sure what he does.
Awesome. Well, that's incredible. So game companies out there looking to hire somebody who knows the game inside and out, you're looking at a Halo World Championship qualifier right here. Thanks again for your time, SwiftKill. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.